Hello and welcome to 𝐻𝐿 Conference League Final. Olympiacos Fiorentina in Athens. What a game, what an atmosphere. I'm very sure in Athens because Olympiacos, they are playing at home, although not in their stadium, after a great tie in the semifinals against Aston Villa, second consecutive final for Fiorentina, another Italian club. Daniele Fisichella should be very happy in an European final. So we have Alvaro the Greek against Danny the Italian. Who is gonna prevail? Who is gonna win the title? Guys, remember to let me know in the comments, who are you backing, Olympiacos or Fiorentina? Let's go on now with the show. Well, I guess in this final, we don't have a big favorites, although the odds tell us that Fiorentina are the favorites, 2.5 to win the game, 3.2 for Olympiacos to win the game at 90 minutes. But Olympiacos playing in Athens after the great semifinal against Aston Villa with the know-how of Mendilibar. Alvaro, there are so many things in the mix telling us that this could be the year of Olympiacos, probably when no supporter would have thought it a couple of months ago.
You know what is the most paradoxical thing about Olympiacos? That they have lost the domestic dominance over the last 2 years, and yet they are reaching a European final for their first time ever. So Olympiacos has been a very dominant force in Greek football, but this season, well, this week, 𝐵ΑΟΚ Thessaloniki has won the title, and last year it wasn't Olympiacos winning the title either. And yet they are in a final. They are playing only 15 kilometers away from Piraeus, where they normally play, and it's a great opportunity for them. This is a game that I'm really looking forward to watching. I believe that one thing may set the tone for the game, which is the high press from Vincenzo Italiano, and maybe a high line. It's still to be seen, because I have heard the Italian coach saying that he's not planning to change his game plan that much. And we saw what Olympiacos did to Aston Villa's high line, and what they managed to do with the high pressure of Aston Villa. How many one-on-ones did 𝐿𝐾𝐵I have against Dibu Martinez in the second leg of the game? Just because Olympiacos knew how to profit that. So if Fiorentina plays with a high line, maybe Olympiacos comes up as a favorite for this game. We know that Mendilibar is very pragmatic. I saw the other day a TikTok questionnaire to Mendilibar, and they asked him, tiki-taka or 4-4-2? And he said straight away, 4-4-2. That is his mentality in football. And we saw that at Sevilla last season. He managed to get the things right in a team that was a total mess. We'll speak later about the names and all that, but we have to say that Fiorentina lost 12 months ago against West Ham United, and that was Fiorentina's fourth defeat in 5 European showpieces, which is really hard to handle. Obviously, for this game, they are as favorite as Olympiacos. Daniele will expand on that. But they are in a decent moment, 2 defeats in the last 11 games, but Olympiacos may have a little bit the upper hand just because they are playing kind of at home, at least in their city. Nico Gonzalez, the key player of Fiorentina, is the one that comes to mind to me, but also 𝐿𝐾𝐵I, the Moroccan footballer that I'll talk about later, is one of those players who has raised his level when it mattered. Look, for this game, I've got 2 options. I could go for the goals market, and over 2 goals is pretty good for me. I think that it pays right now 168, maybe it goes up to 175 over the course of the days. Otherwise, I believe that Olympiacos is a slightly favorite. I'm gonna, just because they are on a good run and they've got a manager who knows how to win a European competition, I'm gonna go for Olympiacos to lift the trophy, 2.0.
Wow.
Not to win the game necessarily, but to lift the trophy. Because they've got a terrific goalkeeper, by the way, like Kostas Tsolakis, who has been so important in the run to the final and in a potential penalty shootout. I really trust this goalkeeper as well.
Probably this is going to be a very nervy, tense one, very level. Out of the 3 European finals this season, probably this is the one most difficult to predict, Danny, or you think Fiorentina should be taken as favorites?
Well, they should be taken as favorites, and they are favorites. And I think it's probably the only time that the team plays at home that is not so favorite. And I think that tells you a little bit where the two teams stand. But of course, Fiorentina have got the advantage of the experience. They've been there last season. They lost it in a bit of a shameful way, because, you know, that goal from Jared Bowen, every time I see it, I wonder how high was the line? How high was the defense? Why did they leave almost one-on-one? Fiorentina don't have many quick defenders, so it's very, very risky to play that sort of man marking all over the pitch. And that football that Italiano wants them to play is very demanding. It's a football that, if everything goes well, is very entertaining and nice to watch, but you just need one piece of the jigsaw to go wrongly, and, you know, the castle of cards fall down. It's very, very high risk, high reward. Sometimes the reward is not quite there, but Fiorentina have picked in the right time. Look, I think domestic season of Fiorentina is underwhelming. They're going to finish 8th, maybe 7th this season. So it's not a big improvement on last season, really. They've reached the semi-final of the Coppa Italia. Last season, they were in the final, reached the final of the Conference League again. They haven't done amazingly well in the league, but they have picked at the right time, only lost 2 of the last 10. And what I noticed is that they find scoring goals much easier recently. If you look at the last Fiorentina games, most of them, especially at home, have been over 2.5 goals. There is an awful lot of voting to score yes, because of what I said earlier. They do take risks, and I don't think they're very good defensively, individually. But they are finding scoring easier. And the problem with Fiorentina earlier in the season was they had to create an awful lot of chances, an awful lot of crosses or corners to score goals. And now it's getting easier. So perhaps the fact that they have players of slightly bigger quality up front could be an advantage for them going to this game. But it's gonna be tough, I think, because obviously what happened last season is gonna play on their mind. But yeah, Olympiacos in a great moment, only lost 1 in the last 8. Greek moment for the Greek sport in general. You know, Basket EuroLeague, two Greek finalists in the Final Four. Sticking with football, UEFA Youth League. You know, Olympiacos have won the UEFA Youth League, which is a miracle in itself, and probably we'll see the results of this in a couple of years. But I know Mendilibar has already tried some of those young players into the first team. I like the Asian handicap 0 for Fiorentina here, 174, not necessarily winning the game. If it's a draw, is money back. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too much involved in the home advantage, home factor. I see Fiorentina being slightly better, and bearing in mind that I thought against Bruges, they were going to capitulate in the second leg. For the way the things they were going, they were hitting the post, they were hitting the crossbar, and actually they stood firm. Maybe they matured. Fiorentina is an handicap 0, 174.
They have an air of losers, Danny, this Fiorentina, of reaching the finals. Good in the knockout stages in the last years because they are getting into the finals, but then, as it happened also last year when they lost both finals, as losers.
Well, Carlo Ancelotti was a loser until Andriy Shevchenko put a penalty away in Manchester. Up to then, he had lost a lot of things. He had lost titles with Juventus. He had lost finals with Milan as well. Well, see where he is now. So, I mean, you are a loser until you win. And so was Spain. I mean, you remember it very, very well. Yeah. And then the things changed.
Says Fabregas changed the history.
Yeah, change this, and then you're a winner.
Penalty shootout. Well, Fiorentina, they've played the competition from the beginning, even in the group stages. They won it with Ferencváros, Genk, and Kukariki. Olympiacos, they fell from Europa League in a group with Freiburg, West Ham, and TSC. You both see goals, at least 2 goals in this game. Over 2.5 goals, by the way, is 240. The bookies don't expect many goals, so it's money to be made if you go for the goals market.
Very true. Very true. I do expect 2 goals. 2 goals. That will be my bet. And I want to have a word about one potential scorer, which is 𝐜𝐿_𝐵𝐵, a player born in Morocco, a player who left school to work as a carpenter, and a player who, at the age of 29, a year ago, he was playing for Hatayspor. And then there was a terrible earthquake in Turkey, and he had to leave. He was lucky not to pass away. And he went to Qatar. He played there a few games, and Olympiacos signed him at the beginning of the season. And at the age of 29, he has hit the best numbers of his career. Very impressive, really. And against Aston Villa, he was a deadly finisher. So him plus Podence up front are a very fine attacking duo. And then there is a group of experienced footballers who know what they are doing, Iborra, 𝐿𝐭𝐴 as well, Spanish ones. And again, 𝐶𝐞𝐿, a goalkeeper that I'm very surprised about this season. But of course, Fiorentina have their own stars as well, and the game is pretty tight.
Well, Beltran
Plus
with 4 goals,
Jovetic.
Barak and
Former
Dani are the top scorers of this Fiorentina, and also Luca Ranieri, by the way, with 3.
Luca Ranieri, yes, one of the defenders score most goals. Very good his timing of the running to the box. But yeah, of course, for Fiorentina, the main man is 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐜. You know, hit double figure in Serie A. A difficult season for him because he's been injured. But since he came back, you can tell the difference. Yeah, Fiorentina. Lotto depends on the form of the wingers, whether it's Sotil, whether it's 𝐜𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐼, 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐼, Jonathan Icone is a little bit more inconsistent. But also, since they signed Belotti and they found the right combination of Beltran, who used to play for River Plate, they signed him as a number 9. He doesn't have the physicality, he doesn't have the presence in the box to be a number 9, but just playing behind the number 9, almost like a false 9 behind the 9, has helped Fiorentina to rack up the goals, and Belotti's got the experience and more presence in the box. So yeah, Fiorentina got a lot of weapons. In Serie A, they score with 18 different scorers, which is a decent number for them, you know, considering, you know, even the midfielders, the likes of Duncan, Artur Melo, Mandragora, every now and then they pop up with a goal. Aerial threat, of course, 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐼, Ranieri. So yeah, also Fiorentina, lot of options there, but they do take risks. Yeah, and I do believe, as Alvaro said at the beginning, they're going to play still with a high line. They're still going to try and push men forwards. With Vincenzo Italiano, is like this. The defenders are given the responsibility to be one-on-one with the opposition attackers. So they need to win their duels. 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐼 or the fullbacks, they just need to be better than their oppositions. But if things go wrong, or if they miss the header, or if they mistime it, yeah, sometimes the oppositions are clear on goal.
All right, Alvaro, anything else from your side in this final?
No, that's really everything I have to say. If you like the individual markets too, Daniele likes the shot market sometimes, and the truth is that 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐼 is clearly the player who is taking more for Fiorentina. 36 shots taken in the Conference League this season, in 10 games, which is an average of 4 shots per game. So why not to think that he can keep on taking shots? Just keep that in mind. 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐧𝐼 to take 2 or more shots would be a pretty decent bet on the basis of what we have seen throughout the whole competition.
All right, well, best of luck for Olympiacos and Fiorentina for this game. The Viola are favorites to lift the trophy, 1.8, Olympiacos 2.15. Remember, this final to be played in Athens, not in El Pireo, in the port of Greece, but in the 𝐿𝐾 Stadium. Remember, guys, tell me, who are you backing here, Olympiacos or Fiorentina? Best of luck and see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.